ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मत्समों नास्ति पापात्मा न पराधी च कश्चन परिहारे विलज्जा मे किं ब्रुवे पुरुषोत्तम। युवतीनां यथा योनि योनां च युवतौ यथा मनोभिरमते तद्वन्मनो मे रमतां त्वयि। भूमौ स्खलितपादानां भूमिरेवावलम्बनं त्वयि जाता परादानां त्वामेव शरणं प्रभो। गोविंद वल्लभे राधे प्रार्थये त्वमहं सदा त्वदीयम् इति जानातु गोविन्दो मां त्वया सह। राधे वृन्दावनाधीशे करुणामृतवाहिनी कृपया निजपादाब्जा दास्यं मह्यं प्रदीयताम्। कृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीयः सदा हरिः। कथञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्यं नमामि तम्। संसारदुःखजलधौ प्रतितस्य कामा क्रोधादिनक्रमकरे कबलीकृतस्य दुर्वासना निगडितस्य निराश्रयस्य चैतन्यचन्द्र मम देहि पदावलम्बम्। चैतन्यचन्द्र मम देहि पदावलम्बम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। अनिल प्रभु महेश प्रभु धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम अशोक प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद।
दंडवत प्रणाम ऑल गुरु शिष्य प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम।
श्रावंती माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। So before we start, I just wanted to check, is there any, we finished Bhagavad Gita, at least one round. We can do the next of instruction, Upadeshamrita. Or, before we start, anybody has any questions, any comments in general?
Prabhu, any other Bhagavad Gita classes starting again?
Telugu is going on. If you want, we
Mm.
can start. I mean, if there is a need, we can start Bhagavad Gita again. If anyone wants it. And Prabhuji, are you asking for yourself or for somebody else?
No, for me only. If there's a group going on, probably I might join that group. Or maybe any new group coming up, starting from the first chapter again. So probably I'll join that group again.
Yeah, I mean, we can do it once again to reinforce our understanding.
Hmm.
We can pick a different time and then we can do it based on the interest.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. So anybody else? Any other comments, questions? Okay. So let's try and see. Letter of instruction. So let's read the preface of this book. So this is a very small book, very few verses, but like this has a very deep meaning to it. So the preface goes like this. The Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas or Bengali Vaishnavas are mostly followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the six Goswamis of Vrindavana are direct disciples. Therefore, Srila Narottama Das Thakura has sung Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hai Be Akuti Kabe Hame Bhuja Bhase Yugala Piriti. When I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the signs of Krishna. The most exalted of all the activities of Lord Krishna are his pastimes of conjugal love with the gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of six Goswamis. Sri Rupa, Sanatana, Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva, Gopala Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunatha. I'll read that again. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of six Goswamis, Sri Rupa, Sanatana, Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva, Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunatha. Sri Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis. So among the six Goswamis, Rupa Goswami is the leader. And to guide our activities, he gave us this Upadeshamrita, the next of instruction to follow. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as Sikshashtaka, Rupa Goswami gave us Upadeshamrita so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, one cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. Everyone within this material world is engrossed in the mode of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattva Guna, by following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. I'll read the last sentence again. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattva Guna, by following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. A follower of Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami. Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswamis. In Vrindavana, this is the title by which the director of each temple is known. One must want to become a perfect devotee of Krishna. One who wants to become a perfect devotee of Krishna must become a Goswami. Go means the senses and Swami means the master. Unless one controls his senses and mind, one cannot become a Goswami. To achieve the highest success in life by becoming a Goswami, and then a pure devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instructions known as Upadeshamrita, which has been given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami has given many books such as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidagdha Madhava, and Lalita Madhava, but Upadeshamrita constitute the first instructions for neophyte devotees. One should follow these instructions very strictly, then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Hare Krishna. K.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, September 20, 1975, Vishwarupa Mahotsava, Krishna Balram Mandir, Ramana Reti, Vrindavan Dham, India. So, this book is written by Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami is one of our 6 Goswamis. So, before we start, let's do one bhajan on the 6 Goswamis. Hare Krishna, Vishnu Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Very good to see you. So we are starting Upadeshamrita today, Nectar of Instruction, a
Sure.
new book. Yes, Prabhu. So we'll do a bhajan. Who wants to do a call and repeat? I want somebody to volunteer to call and repeat. If there is no volunteer, I'll pick somebody.
Prabhu, Anil Prabhu has raised the hand.
Oh, Haribol, Anil Prabhu. Yeah, Anil Prabhu. Yeah, you can unmute and everybody can mute.
Thank you.
So first let's, so this is called Shad Goswami Ashtakam. It is written by Srinivas Acharya. Let's read there are 8 verses. Let's read the translations first. So, yeah. Mahesh Prabhu, you can read the first translation.
Sure, Prabhu. Just a second. No, yeah. Translation. I offer my respectable obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are always engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna and dancing. They are just like the ocean of love of God, and they are popular both with the gentle and with the ruffians, because they are not envious of anyone. Whatever they do, they are all pleasing to everyone, and they are fully blessed by Lord Chaitanya. Thus, they are engaged in missionary activities meant to deliver all the conditioned souls in the material universe.
Okay. Shravan, you can do number 2.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Venu Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. I offer my respectable obeisances unto these 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very much enriched in understanding of Lord Chaitanya, and who are thus expert in narrating his transcendental qualities. They can purify all conditioned souls from the reactions of their sinful activities by pouring upon them transcendental songs about Govinda. As such, they are very expert in increasing the limits of the ocean of transcendental bliss, and they are the saviors of the living entities from the devouring mouth of liberation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu Prabhu, you can do number 4.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who kicked off all association of aristocracy as insignificant. In order to deliver the poor conditioned souls, they accepted lion cloths, treating themselves as mendicants, but they are always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna and bathe always and repeatedly in the waves of the ocean. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anil Prabhu, you can do number 5.
Okay, Prabhu. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who were always engaged in worshipping Radha Krishna in the transcendental land of Vrindavana, where there are beautiful trees full of roses and flowers, which have under their roots all valuable jewels. The Goswamis are perfectly competent to bestow upon the living entities the greatest boon of the goal of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Did everyone get a chance?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read that. Number 6. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who were engaged in chanting the holy names of the Lord and bowing down in a scheduled measurement. In this way, they utilized their valuable lives, and in executing these devotional activities, they conquered over eating and sleeping, and were always meek and humble, enchanted by remembering the transcendental qualities of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who were sometimes on the bank of the Radhakunda lake or the shores of the Yamuna, and sometimes at Vamshivata. There they appeared just like madmen in full ecstasy of love of Krishna, exhibiting different transcendental symptoms in their bodies, and they were merged in the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who were chanting very loudly everywhere in Vrindavana, shouting, Queen of Vrindavana, Radharani, O Lalita, O son of Nanda Maharaja, where are you all now? Are you just on the hill of Govardhana? Or are you under the tree on the bank of the Yamuna? Where are you? These were their moods in executing Krishna consciousness. So this is a very beautiful song that we can memorize, and then we can also sing every day, right? To protect us from slipping down from devotional service. So anyone who wants steadiness and progress in devotional service can actually take to this particular bhajan every day. You can also sing. So Anil Prabhu, you can unmute and we will do call and repeat. So the meter goes like this. First I'll tell the meter and then again we will start. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamrutam Bhonidhi धीरा धीरा जना प्रियो प्रियकरो निर्मत्सरो पूजितो श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरो भुवि भुवो भारावहं तारको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुजुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको. Okay, so we'll do one line by one line. Anil Prabhu, are you ready?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamrutambo Nidhi
Krishno Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritambo Nidhi
Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Priya Karo Nirmatsaro Pujito
Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Pujito
Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavahantarako
Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavahantarako
Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalako
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau
Ana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Sadharma Samstapako
Nana Shastra Vicharantaika Nipunau Sadharma Samstapakau
Lokanam hitakarinau tribhuvane manyau sharanyakarau
Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Saranyakarau
Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Mattalikau
Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajanan Nandena Matalikau
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalakau
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau
Sri Gauranga Gunanu Vidhau Shraddha Samriddhanvitau
Sri Gauranga Gunanu Vidhau Shraddha Samriddhi Anvitau
Apotapanikruntanau Tanubhritam Govinda Ganamritai
Papa Papottapanikrintanau Tanu Brintam Govinda Ganamritai
Anandambhudivardhanaikanipuna Kaivalyanistarako
Anandambudivardinaika Nipunau Kalaivalya Nistarakau
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalako
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau.
So we'll try with somebody else. Mahesh Prabhu, do you want to try? You and Mataji together?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Okay. You both try, Prabhu.
Sure.
त्यक्त्वा तूर्णमशेषमण्डलपति श्रेणीं सदा तुच्छवात्
त्यक्त्वा तूर्णमशेषमण्डलपति श्रेणिं सदा तुच्छवान्
भूत्वा दीनगणेश कौ करुणया कौपीनकन्ताश्रितौ
भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणाया कौपीनकन्ताश्रितौ
गोपी भावरसामृताब्धिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नौ मुहुः
गोपी भावरसामृताम्बिकहरी कल्लोलमग्नौ मुहुः
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुकुलौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
कूजत्कोकिलहंससारसगना कीर्णे मयूराकुले
कूजा कोकिल हंस सारसगना की किरणे मयूरकूले
नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलविटपा श्रीयुक्तवृन्दावने
नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलविटप श्रीयुक्तवृन्दावने
राधाकृष्णमहर्निशं प्रभजतौ जीवार्तदौ यमुदा
राधा कृष्ण महार्निशं प्रभजतौ जीवार्तदौ यौमुदा
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
संख्यापूर्वकनामगाननतिभिः कालावसानीकृतौ
संख्यापूर्वक नाम गणानितिभिः कलावसानिकृतौ
निद्राहारविहारकादिविजितौ चात्यन्तदीनौ च यौ
निद्राहार विहार कदी विचितौ चात्यन्तदिनौ च यौ
राधाकृष्णगुणस्मृतेर्मधुरिमा नन्देन सम्मोहितौ
राधा कृष्ण गुणा स्मृतिर्मधुरिमा नन्देन सम्मोहितौ
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
राधाकुण्डतटे कलिन्दतनया तीरे च वंशीवठे
राधा कुंड तटे कालिंदतनया तीरे च वंशीवटे
प्रेमोन्मादवसादशेषदशया ग्रस्तौ प्रमत्तौ सदा
प्रेमोन्मादवसादशेषदशया ग्रस्तौ प्रमतौ सदा
गायन्तौ च कदा हरेर्गुणवरं भावाभिभूतौ मुदा
गायान्तौ च कदा हरेर्गुणवरम् भावाविभूतौ मुदा
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau
Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau
हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सुनो कुता
हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सुनो कुता
श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले कालिंदिवाने कुता
श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले कालिंदी वने कुटा
घोषान्ताभिति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे खेदेर्महाविह्वलौ
गोशान्ताविति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे केदिर्महाविह्वलौ
वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ
Very well. It's a very beautiful song. We can memorize this meter and then try to sing it daily. So this is a prayers to 6 Goswamis.
Sure, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Anil Prabhu, Shravanti Mataji, Mahesh Prabhu. Thank you so much. So basically, let's see who is Rupa Goswami. He wrote this text, right? First of all, if you understand who is Rupa Goswami, we will be able to appreciate what is the literature that he has written and what is our takeaway from that. So let's see a little bit of a glimpse of who is Rupa Goswami. See, this Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they both are, exalted Brahmanas. They both are exalted Brahmanas born in the exalted Brahmana families in Karnataka. And because of the conflict among the brothers' families, they moved from Karnataka to Bangladesh. And then at that time, there was Nawab Hussain Shah was ruling India. And then he has put like these two people, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, these Brahmana brothers, because they are very learned. They are so learned, they are very popular among the people. He thought that if I make these people ministers in my ruling, everybody will listen to me. So they gave them the post Prime Minister and Home Finance Minister. So this Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they became the Prime Minister of India and Home Finance Minister of India. That is the post that they were holding. And because they are working under this Hindu Muslim ruler, they were given the names Sakar Malik and Dhabir Kas. So their names that is used by the king is Sakar Malik and Dhabir Kas. Although they are Brahmanas, they were given these names. And then they were living in the kingdom of this Muslim ruler, and they were put in a palace actually. So this, imagine Prime Minister is given a palace, Prime Minister quarters, Home Minister quarters. It is like a special assembly that is given to them. So, but the core of their heart, they love Vrindavan Dham. So they love Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So they were devotees in the core of their hearts. So around their mahals, they have replicated, they brought and built a Madan Mohan temple. They made a Radha Kund, Sham Kund. They planted Kadamba Karana gardens and with full of Kadamba trees. And then, so they used to live in Ramkeli. They used to forget that they are in Ramkeli, but they are completely always thinking about that they are in Vrindavana. So like nowadays, if you see, right, if you go to Govardhan Eco Village, the whole replica of Vrindavan is made there. So something similar that they have made. And their hearts are so compassionate. These Sakar Malik and Dabir Khas, who is Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in future. So they were very compassionate, and they are loving every living entity. They always saw good in people. Similarly, Prabhupada also saw everything good in people. Prabhupada saw the soul, the eternal nature of loving God, and people, everybody forgot what is this love. And that's why you need. So nowadays, if you see all these ministers and finance minister, home minister, if there is a problem in the house, for example, a house, there is a cockroach in the house. These people nowadays, they are solving problems in such a way that they put an atomic bomb because they wanted to remove the cockroach. They just blast the home with atomic bomb. So the persons who are mediating is so bad that they are not able to resolve the problems in a better way because they don't have compassion. Their hearts doesn't have, compassion. But these people are not like that. Their dealings are very, very loving. They're very compassionate and they saw good in others. And they also knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord and he appeared. And they wrote several letters to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But, sannyasi, as a typical sannyasi, they never got the response. But after several days, several times that they wrote the letters, finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu responded saying that if a wife has another lover, she will serve her husband very nicely so that there is no doubt for her husband. So this is the thing that came from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was a sannyasi. But these people understood. These people understood the hidden meaning behind that. So when they read that line, they understood, okay, we have to, our love is for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, but we are in this assembly of a Muslim government. So we need to nicely work really nicely so that they don't even get a doubt. So that's how they understood. Similarly, we can take this lesson when we are going to our regular material jobs, whether we work in any company, our love should be for Krishna and the core of our heart is devotion. But when we are in the office, we have to show in such a way that, we love to do that work. We have to show passion of work, and then we have to show that we are a good resource. So similarly, they were doing that. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through Kulia, and then one day he actually also took a detour, Ramkeli, where these two people are living. Just imagine, he was going to Vrindavan, and Vrindavan is north, Ramkeli is towards Bengal, towards east. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took a detour to come to Ramkeli, and one of the reasons to come is to meet this Sakar Malik and Dabir Khas. So this Ramkeli, there used to be several scholars that are living there, and this kingdom of Nawab Hussain Shah. And Nawab Hussain Shah, he lived in such a way that he hated anyone who is different from him. And the religion which is supposed to bring compassion and unity has become like a disturbing element in people's lives. And this is a Mughal king in Bengal, and he hates Hindus. He ripped fear in their hearts. He destroyed temples, he destroyed deities to powder, to show his power. And he put a law. There should not be any public practice of religion except his own, right? There is a powerful military force. So that is the place where this Nawab Hussain Shah place that these two people were residing. So finally, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik, they secretly went. They secretly went incognito without knowing, telling anybody. They, in the middle of the night, they went and they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, according to Bhakti Ratnakar, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami was born in Saraswati Brahman family, originated from Karnataka. Their forefathers are very, very great devotees. They are incredibly intelligent, very learned. That is why Nawab Hussain Shah looked their talent And because of their talent, they gave these two posts, Prime Minister and Home Minister posts. They got so much wealth. When they retired, they got boatloads of gold coins. Like in those days, gold coins are very precious. Boatload, a big boatload of gold coins they got. And half of that they gave it to Krishna's service. And remaining half they divided into two. One half they gave it to friends, family, and relatives. And the other half they kept it for their regular maintenance. So similarly, we can also take, from this, like, we can also divide our wealth half for Krishna or whatever we can do, some portion, something. So then Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur blessed both of them, and then they brought before Lord Chaitanya these two people when they came in disguise. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put their lotus feet on these two people's head, and they gave the name. The Virkas is named as Rupa Goswami. His initiation name was Rupa Goswami, and Sakar Malik is named as Sanatana Goswami. And the third brother, his name is Anupam. He's Sri Vallabha. So this son of Anupam is Jiva Goswami, and he was 2 years old. And you know what? He was following in the middle of this night when the uncles, when their father and the brothers of their father, their uncles, everybody is going in the middle of the night. This 2-year-old Jiva Goswami also followed. And then he was looking awestruck with wonder. These two people offered obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his lotus feet on their heads. And then they were crying in tears. They were showing ecstatic symptoms. And Jiva Goswami is watching all this. So this is Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And after initiation, then he told to go to Vrindavan Dham. So Rupa Goswami immediately went, but Sanatana Goswami could not go immediately. And then he took leave, medical leave, and he was reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So one fine day, Nawab Hussain Shah, he figured out, he sent the doctor over there, and then this person is reading Bhagavatam. And he comes and says, no, he doesn't have any disease, he's just reading Bhagavatam. Then the Nawab Hussain Shah arrested Sanatana Goswami and put him in jail. So somehow, because he was the prime minister, he's very talented, he gave some money, and then he somehow got out of the prison, and then he went to Vrindavan Dham. So that's how both of them actually went to Vrindavan Dham. And then actually the deities, they were worshipping some deities, and the deities would actually talk to him. Like Jiva Goswami, Radha Damodar deity would actually talk to Jiva Goswami. And the deity used to say, I'm hungry, feed me. And Jiva Goswami immediately, with so much devotion, he used to run and prepare bhoga and then offer it to him. Right? So Radha Damodar temple is where Srila Rupa Goswami, all these samadhis are there if somebody has gone to Vrindavan Dham. And then he used to hear the flute sound of Krishna when he was doing some services. Jiva Goswami, on one occasion, he heard the flute sound and he was in trance. He was dancing. So like that, these are like very, very exalted personalities. And I'll tell you one more pastime. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally instructed Rupa Goswami for several days in the Dashashwamedha Ghat. And then after that, he spent time with Sanatana Goswami. And then he instructed, and these two are several chapters in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which describes the glories of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami is the elder brother, and Sanatana Goswami his disciple is Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is younger, and he took his Diksha from Sanatana Goswami. And then when Jiva Goswami went to Sanatana Goswami told that you should take Diksha from Rupa Goswami. So Jiva Goswami took Diksha from Rupa Goswami. So that was that they were very exalted. Now somebody who has done a prime minister and a home minister post, they left everything, their whole wealth, their whole power, their whole influence, and they went to Vrindavan Dham. They removed their clothes. They were only wearing lion cloths. Lion cloth is just worn around the waist, and that's it. They don't have anything else, no positions, any whatsoever. They are extremely learned. They were very, pure devotees with no motive. So one day, so Sanatana Goswami can write a Sanskrit poem or a verse immediately on the fly. If he wants to write a verse, he doesn't have to think. He doesn't have to take a pen and paper and write something and then rub it off and then rethink and then write another word. So he's so brilliant. If he wants to compose a verse, he'll just compose a verse like we are speaking. Our mother tongue, he will compose a verse. That is the greatness of Sanatana Goswami. And his specialty is he used to do the parikrama of, every day is to do the parikrama of Govardhan parikrama. So if you go to Vrindavan and if you do Govardhan parikrama, 21 kilometers. But he used to do a longer parikrama. He used to do the parikrama of Govardhan, and around Govardhan there are trees and Vrajavasis. So he used to do the bigger parikrama every day. So that is his daily routine. So Rupa Goswami used to write all the scriptures and verses. So one day he was writing a verse, he was composing a verse, and he wrote the first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. So he was composing a verse on Radharani. So one day Sanatana Goswami came and Rupa Goswami wrote this verse and put it on the top, and then he immediately took that leaf and he started reading. Sanatana Goswami, who can compose and write the verse on the fly. So when he read that verse, oh, Radharani is sitting on a swing. There is Radha Kund. On the banks of the Radha Kund, Radharani is sitting on a swing, and the Sakhis are actually swinging her. And as the swinging is happening, they are swinging more and more, and Radharani is now holding out of fear of falling down. So, and from the backside, the verse says, this is all written in the verse. There is this, her hair is like twirled in such a way that it like the women wear the hair, right? They put these three things and then they'll tie the hair. So Radharani's hair was like that, and suddenly it is looking like the fourth line says that it looked like a serpent hood, and there is a jewel. So it looked like a snake, like a snake, and on top there is a hood, and on top of the hood there is a jewel. So that is the last line of the verse. Now Sanatana Goswami sees first rice is great, molten golden color, so beautiful. Radharani is swinging, and somebody is like swinging hard, and then she's holding on to it. She's a little nervous. And then from the back of her view, there is this kind of snake, and then there is a hood, and then there is a jewel on that. Then he thought, okay, Radharani's beauty is the first three lines are excellent. But this last line, Rupa Goswami, why did you compare Radharani with a snake? The hair of Radharani with a snake. Maybe we should do something different. Then out of humility, Rupa Goswami says, why don't you suggest something? Because he can compose on the fly. As soon as he thinks, he can compose a verse. So then he started thinking, but the verse is not coming for him for the first time in his life. So then he told that, okay, let me go for Pradakshina, and in the evening I'll come and then we'll discuss. And in the whole parikrama of Govardhan Hill, he was thinking about this verse and what should be the last verse. So he's walking, he's going, and then he reaches, as he's doing the parikrama, he reaches Radha Kund. So in that Radha Kund, he saw an image. In his trance, he saw an image. Very, very beautiful, extraordinarily, extremely beautiful girl. She's sitting on the swing, and the swing is moving. And as the swing is moving, harder and harder, the Sakis are pushing the swing harder and harder. That a little girl, she is holding the swing very tightly. And as the swing is moving up and down, immediately there is a snake which appeared. And the snake which appeared, and there is a hood of the snake, and then there is a jewel for that snake. And immediately Sanatana Goswami shouted, Lali, there is a snake, please take care. So he literally saw Radharani. And then he saw the snake also. And then Radharani, when Sanatana Goswami is shouting, so in Vrindavan Dham, everybody calls Radha and Krishna as Lala and Lali. So Lala is for Krishna and Lali is for Radharani. But we cannot imitate. Those are Vrajavasis, they have intimate relationship with Radha and Krishna. So he shouted, Lali, there is a snake, you should move, you should save yourself. So that is the love, he shouted out of love. Then immediately Radharani, she moved out, and then she took her the hair braid and then put it in the front, and then she was just smiling. She was just smiling at all the Sakis and Sanatana Goswami, that this is not a snake, this is my hair. And the whole scene disappeared. And immediately Sanatana Goswami again tried to meditate more and more. And then he could not. Then he realized, wow, today there was a verse composed by Rupa Goswami. Exactly the way he composed the verse, he saw the picture and he saw the snake. The snake is hooded snake with a jewel, and it is twirled. Then he realized, wow, this is what Sanatana Goswami wrote. And Radharani personally came to tell me that whatever the verse composed by Rupa Goswami is perfect. We should not change it. Imagine, Sanatana Goswami is the guru of Rupa Goswami. Now Rupa Goswami is the one who composed this verse. So then he realized, I should not change anything. And he went back. After the parikrama, he went back and he narrated the whole thing to Rupa Goswami and said, Rupa, my dear Rupa Goswami, you should not change anything. This verse is perfect. I saw this on the bank of the Radha Kund. I saw Radharani. So that is the greatness of Rupa Goswami. When he writes something, it is perfect. He does not have any envy. He does not have any motive. And this book, The Nectar of Instruction, is written by Rupa Goswami. That same Rupa Goswami wrote this book for all of us. He actually is giving instructions to Jiva Goswami, but this book is for all of us, especially for a sadhaka devotee who wants to progress. This book is very, very important. So every letter that is written in here is from Rupa Goswami, and he's a perfect devotee, and he has the heart. He knows the heart. And then I will show you two more verses. So there is this Ratha Yatra happening. So in the Jagannath Puri, there is Ratha Yatra happening. And who is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Ladini Shakti Rasmat Ekatma Navapi Bhuvipura Deha Bedam Gatautau Chaitanyakyam Prakata Maduna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavadyuti Subalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? This verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing. The meaning of this verse is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna, actually they are one. And they have eternally separated to two different entities so that Krishna can have this pleasure from Radharani. They are actually one, but they're separated eternally into two units. Now that two entities, Radha and Krishna, again have combined into one form, taking the color of Radharani, which is molten golden color, and Krishna is wrapped with that molten golden color, Radharani. They both, the combined avatar is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared for two reasons. One is the internal reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared is different. The external reason told is he wants to give this Harinam to everybody. And he wants to make everybody devotees. He wants to preach the glories of devotional service. But the internal reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came is he wanted to experience what is the joy that Radharani feels when she sees Krishna. Whenever Radharani looks at Krishna, what is the joy that she has? She seems to have, actually, Krishna is Rasaraj. He is the king of all the rasas. He is eternally joyful. There is very happy, very joyful and jubilant. But Radharani is experiencing more joy than Krishna. So Krishna has a desire to taste what is that Radharani is tasting whenever she looks at Krishna. And that is why he came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha and Krishna. So Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvaritam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. In the Radha Bhava. So now what they are doing is during Ratha Yatra, they are pulling the chariot. And in that chariot, in front of the chariot, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing. He is dancing leaps and bounds as the chariot is looking at Jagannath, and then he's dancing. Sometimes he's dancing and is falling. When he's dancing, he will raise his arms, and the arms, these joints, they will go very far. That means there is nothing there is here. There is no gap. It's only the skin. And this bone will go away, this bone will go away. Like that, he jumps very high and he falls down and like a bag of bones. Sometimes there is sweat, too much sweat. Sometimes the tears are pouring from his eyes as if there is a syringe of water. Whoever is around, the tears are drenching them completely. So sometimes when he falls, the earth would shake. And then immediately Nityananda Prabhu, who is Ananta Sesh, he used to hold that earth in its orbit. And then, so that is the ecstatic symptoms. His hair is standing on end, and he is exhibiting all these um, symptoms. Now, when that is happening, there is one verse which is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let's see that verse. Let me pull that up so that we all can see.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, GK Prabhu. Thank you for
Yes,
joining. Hare Krishna.
Did you start Chaitanya Amritam Prabhuji?
No. We are starting Nectar of Instruction. I'm describing the glories of Rupa Goswami.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we started at 8 o'clock, Prabhu. How come I'm not able to? 1 second. Let me look that verse. Hmm. Completed Victor 48. So this is the verse. Sorry, it took long to search. So this is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 158. Yakkaumara harasaiva hivara sthaeva chaitrakshapas techonmilitamalati surabhaya praudha kadambanila sa chaivasmi tathapi tatra surata vyapara leela vidhau प्रेमारोदसी वेतसी तरुतले चेतः samutkanthate. So this verse appears in Padyavali 386, an analogy of the verse compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. So the meaning of this verse is, now when the chariot is being pulled, suddenly, after dancing for a long time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited this verse. Now, what is he saying? That very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there. And the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi. And he is reciting this verse when there is Radha Yatra going on. Nobody understood what is going on here. Except for two people, nobody understood this one. Actually, yeah. So those two people are, one is Swarup Damodar Das, but the specialty of Swarup Damodar Das is, even though he understands, he will not tell anyone. Whatever he understands, he will not tell anyone. He doesn't talk much. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows. That's what he sang. Now, he is a sannyasi. He is aloof from family life. Now, he is singing, that very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there. And the same sweet breeze are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. Now, what is a sannyasi has to do singing this verse? It is as if telling that I have a secret lover and I am remembering that secret lover now. He is my master. But when I meet that secret lover now, I am still not happy here. I want to go to the bank of that Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come back. And then Rupa Goswami, he has written one verse. He has written one verse and he checks that in on his rooftop. There is a thatched hut. There is a gudisa, basically. So he was living in that hut and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walks into Rupa Goswami. He wrote two verses. So one verse is this one. And then he reads this verse. And then he realizes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately, after reading this verse, Rupa Goswami understood what is in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nobody there understood. Everybody was thinking, he's a sannyasi. Why is he doing this? You know, he's a secret lover and the Kadamba forest and what is happening and all these things. So nobody understood. But Rupa Goswami seems to have understood the whole thing. So Rupa Goswami wrote this verse. And when he read, he immediately, with love and affection, he slapped Rupa Goswami, and he goes out and he tells Swarupa Damodar Goswami, how come he knows my mind and heart? So what does this mean is, Rupa Goswami is actually a Rupa Manjari. So when, who is Rupa Manjari means, so there is this Radha and Krishna, and then there is Ashtasakis, Lalita, Vishaka, Champaka, Lata, all these 8 Sakis. And the 8 Sakis is served by Manjaris. They are all called Manjaris. And this Rupa Manjari is serving Radharani, all those Sakis. So she is a very intimate associate of Radharani. Now this verse is saying that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, and Radharani is feeling the separation. Now Radharani is thinking, that very personality who stole away my heart, Krishna, during my youth, right? Remember the first love. Anybody who has the first love, so during my youth days, that very personality who stole my heart is now again my master in front of me, Jagannath. These are the same moonlit night of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there. I can still smell the fragrance of Malati flowers. And the same sweet breeze are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, Radharani. Yet still my mind is not happy here in Puri. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of Reva under the Vedasi tree in Vrindavan Dham. That is my desire. So this is what is understood and written by Rupa Goswami. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so surprised. How is that Rupa Goswami understood my heart? And he's telling Swarup Damodar Goswami. So Swarup Damodar Goswami says, my dear Lord, you have empowered him. Rupa Goswami, you have empowered him. You have put everything, you have taught him in the Dashashwamedha Ghat. What do you expect? So that is why whenever, so then actually how did Rupa Goswami able to write these 2 verses? So after the Kurukshetra war, all the Vrajavasis, they actually come to Kurukshetra, and then they say Krishna. Now Radharani and all the some of the gopis were in the tent, and then Krishna, he gets down to the chariot, and after the war he walks into the tent. And when he walks into the tent, there is Radharani. She's crying, weeping, and looking at Krishna. And that is when she tells. Now Krishna, the Krishna that is in Vrindavan is with a turban and with all the forest flowers and with all the the flute and tree bending form, and he doesn't wear any jewels except for the forest flowers and everything. He's a simple cowherd boy, always playing the flute. But now Krishna is with a crown, jeweled crown, and he is in a very royal clothing because he's in a king mode right now, right? He's a chariot driver for Arjuna. So he is in a Kshatriya mode. And so that same Krishna is standing here. It has been more than 100 years that they met. And Radharani is crying. And she's saying that, I want to go back. I want to take you to Vrindavan. This Krishna is different. Our Krishna is Vrindavan Krishna. He is different. Let's go back. And in that tent, Rupa Manjari is also there. So that Rupa Manjari came as Rupa Goswami. And that Rupa Goswami is the one who is giving us this nectar of instruction, which we are going to read. So he understood the whole heart. Whatever is in the heart of the Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever is in the heart of Krishna, whatever is in the heart of Radharani, is known to Rupa Goswami. That is why every day we chant this verse. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam. What is in the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sthapitam yena bhutale swayam Rupa, that is Rupa Goswami. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. When will Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? That is what we pray every day when we start these classes. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mano Abhishtam, whatever is in the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is known to Rupa Goswami. And that Rupa Goswami has written this Upadeshamrita, the nectar of instruction. So, I wanted to give this prelude so people know when we are reading Upadeshamrita, what we are reading, what is written there, and what is the instruction that is giving us. It is supremely great. It is not filled with any false things. He is the one who knows the heart of Krishna. Rupa Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis, leader of the 6 Goswamis, and he wrote several books, including Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And this nectar of instruction is a very foundation for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, for devotees, because it will reveal the heart of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radharani. So that is why I want to give the complete prelude so that you will understand when you come to this class, especially when we are reading this, Upadeshamrita, what is in this book. So with this, we'll stop here today. We went more than an hour. I just wanted to pause here to kind of hear your reflections or any questions, anything that you heard so far. Thank you.
All blissful, Prabhu. It's time we didn't never notice actually. Yeah, from whatever you are telling, right? We are astonished and we are listening like a first bencher. We want to listen more and more, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Because we are fallen souls and lots of maya around actually, day in, day out, lots of material things coming in. So we need this, Prabhu, this nectar. At least we move a single bit, Prabhu. That would be helpful for this life, Prabhu. That's how it is.
Yeah. It is nectarian, definitely nectarian.
Yeah.
We are so fortunate to having this discussion and talking about Rupa Goswami is
Yes,
my
Prabhu.
pleasure. It is my pleasure because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
prominent. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly he empowered all these 6 Goswamis to give all the shastras. They read everything, all the shastras, everything they read, and they presented it. They presented it to us. We don't have to do any research. We just directly take what is coming from Rupa Goswami, and it is. We have seen, right? The Radharani is that snake, the jewel,
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
and how he wrote a verse, and his spiritual master Sanatana Goswami was trying to change that last verse, but he could not change. And
Yes.
when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Ratha Yatra, people think that why is this person chanting this kind of verse? There is no
Yes.
meaning. He's a sannyasi. How come the sannyasi saying that he's a lover and everything, right? Because it's the mood of Radharani. And
Yes,
we
yes.
need Rupa Goswami to tell us what it is. The
Yes,
Rupa,
bro.
yeah.
And we are fortunate to listen from a senior person like you, bro, senior devotee like you, because otherwise, whatever we read, right, Prabhu, it is a different thing. We read on our own, that will not make any sense at all, Prabhu. So the verses that coming in, the words from coming in your storytelling, right, we are in a right path, Prabhu. That's what I mean to say. So from a guru only right now, we will be following and we will be getting the true instructions. That's my point, Prabhu. Yeah. Unless there is a guru in our life, Prabhu, all materialistic these things, and whatever we think of, it is a spiritual, but it's not going to make a path.
Yeah.
And you are our Shiksha Guru, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
It's all the mercy of teachers.
Yeah, yeah. We are blessed to have you as our Shiksha Guru, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So it's all the mercy of my teachers. Whatever I heard from my teachers, I'm passing it.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's
Yeah,
a
Prabhu.
fortune to actually kind of have this time together to discuss these pastimes in deep. That's what, when now from next week when we read every syllable of this nectar of instruction, we will have so much curiosity. Oh, what did Rupa Goswami write here? So that is the essence.
Yeah,
when we understand this.
True, bro. I could connect actually. When we were in Vrindavan, right? These stories were told actually. I could connect Reti, Raman Reti and all, right, bro?
Yes.
Yeah, we have been actually. So for 10 days trip with devotees, Prabhu. So all this, whatever you, 6 Goswami temples are there, lot of these things are there. So we would like to hear from you as well, Prabhu, those things. So that's all a nectar, Prabhu, how they did and in what age did they did. And yeah, that was very challenging actually for them. Even then they did it, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Anil Prabhu, you are saying something?
Yeah, Prabhu, truly the nectar of instruction is really a nectar. I made every point of what you're saying in my diary to at least go through again what has been discussed here. Maybe I missed some of the notes here. But yeah, I think I got the book in Telugu, but I should be buying this book in English now.
We can read online. There is a version, but yeah, you can get the book also in English. So from next week we'll start Nectar of Instruction Upadeshamrita. It's a very small book with a few verses, but like it's 11 verses, totally 11 verses he gives, and it's sum and substance of everything what a devotee should need, and everything is given here. So if you scrutinizingly read this, our faith in Krishna consciousness we'll have a very good foundation, right? Wherever we go, we'll get so many doubts, we'll get so many, this thing, and how to behave, how to act. We'll be equipped with all this knowledge. Now since we finished Bhagavad Gita, this is like, a higher level of details comes through now, and it'll equip us for the journey of our devotional service. And GK Prabhu, sorry you joined late. I recommend you can listen to this recording after this. That way, you can listen to the pastimes, some of the pastimes we discussed here.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my apologies. Actually, I thought of 10:30 somehow, but when I saw it was already late. But I definitely, Prabhuji, because what I started listening the end, right, Prabhuji? But when you concluded, so I what it means. So this after, and then maybe I'll get that start with that mode, Prabhuji.
Yes, I'll share the recording. Any other questions, comments?
So how was the Prabhu, the Sadhu Sangha?
Sadhu Sangha was amazingly great. I had a great fortune of meeting GK Prabhu and spending time with him. We spent.
We missed you, Vishnu Prabhu. Actually, it was. I mean, I didn't expect. It's my first Sadhu Sangha. I thought it's gonna be more like a lot of devotees meeting together. To be honest, it is a life-changing moment for a person who associates 2,000 plus devotees, and the 1 hour or half an hour or somewhere we will. For me, I realized that this is it. Oh wow, because same feeling when I attended a concert, the good feeling when you buy a ticket and come out of the concert and oh man, if I would have not attended this concert, I might in my lifetime I might have missed this performance, right? I can define that this is like thousands, hundreds of times more because you have your best friends, school friend with you, helping and directing and introducing and taking you to places. You know what I mean? If you go on concert, maybe you will go with 4 or 5 people. But when you have your school friend also who is a senior devotee, a serious devotee, and very humble, you will see. I have seen how the whole environment is transed. Having a lunch and breakfast with him, and and I wish we all could meet. That's that's the best experience in life. Rather than school get-togethers, college get-togethers, that whatever the thing, morning, evening chit-chatting, right? That is never-ending topic. That's not a get-together for me. Trust me, I missed all the get-togethers. This is a real get-together for me. I every day ask Achyuta Kumar Prabhuji, I mentioned about all of you guys. I miss my ex Prabhuji. I miss Anil Prabhuji. Wish there is a convention. We all meet with families. It's like everybody is in a trance. Amazing. Luckily, I am in the Dallas. The Sadhu Sangha happened in Dallas. It was a very like a smooth.
Yeah. Thank you, GK, for sharing.
Sorry, Prabhuji, for interrupting. Please go ahead.
No,
You were
definitely, it's a power-packed spiritual boost for all of us. And we had the great fortune to meet His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj. So me,
Yeah.
Prabhu, and his good wife, our families, all of us, we went near him, and then we touched his lotus feet. We got special blessings from Jayapatak Maharaj. We got 2 Gauranga books from Jayapatak Maharaj, so he blessed by putting his hand on that. This is the first time physically I'm meeting His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj. I had a strong desire in my heart that one day before I die, I wanted to meet him, and it happened. So I had seen him online, and there is one Zoom session where our ISV temple for book distribution with Vaisheshika Prabhu, he invited Jayapatak Maharaj, and then he blessed us. So he came to a meeting like this, Zoom meeting, and then he blessed. But I wanted to have a physical presence. That got fulfilled this time. And GK Prabhu, he is aspiring from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So he could personally now go to Radhanath Maharaj and got the official shelter of Maharaj. And then Maharaj embraced him. That is very, very special blessing. And
Congratulations. Best wishes. Hare Krishna. Hare Val.
Yeah, and he's so sincere. He sponsored 3 Bhagavatam sets. And
Wonderful.
gave the donation for 3 Bhagavatam sets. And Hansapriya Mataji, she personally took him to our temple president, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, and Vaisheshika Prabhu wrote on his Bhagavatam copy, personally signed with 1008 blessings from Vaisheshika Prabhu, very special blessings.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was really nectarian, and yeah, this is all outside the kirtans, and every kirtan, Guru Maharaj class, kirtan, Jayapatak Maharaj class, kirtan, Giriraj Maharaj class, all the kirtans is super charging. Like it's a fortune.
Yeah, bro. Actually, I had a close and with Jayapataka Swami Maharaj as well, Prabhu. When he was in Hyderabad, right? I was one of the member in his security actually. So from airport to the Atapur temple and to my Shiksha Guru's house, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj stayed actually. There I was security for him actually. From down till up, right? I do not allow. I was standing there still, and I was in close this thing. Prabhu. He was so merciful, like he was all blissful whole day. So the moment he comes out of the room till he goes in, he was so energetic and the things. Prabhu. That's the best thing, Prabhu. Actually, yeah, I had. Yeah, we were fortunate, and my elder kid on his birthday, actually, we have gifted that TOVP Prabhu, TOVP, where Prabhupada will be there and TOVP temple will be. That painting is been made by my kid. Actually, we presented to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj told Krutagnatalu. It was tears were in our eyes. Sravanti actually she cried. She cried there only. So it was so merciful, and yeah. Nitai Sivani Mataji was there, and Samba Prabhu was there. A lot of senior Vaishnavas were there, Prabhu, on that occasion. Actually, we were so blessed. Actually, when you said like, no, you had that was one such thing, Prabhu. I yeah.
I also had chanting with His Grace Gauranga Prabhu. That was the dream come true for me. Yeah, Vishnu Prabhu, you missed Sadhu Sangha. You should come next year.
Yeah.
So every year it will change, Prabhu, the place?
Every year. So this last year it happened in Salt Lake City. This year, Dallas. Previously, it used to happen in North Carolina, Boone.
I was in North Carolina, but
mostly Prabhuji, we might in Dallas, don't know. but everybody's feedback is the facility is better in Dallas compared to, I mean, first Virginia, right, Prabhuji? First option is Virginia.
North
After
Carolina.
that, I think the preference is Dallas.
North Carolina. It's after North Carolina, this is the second best option.
Best option, yeah.
Hmm.
But Prabhuji, Prabhuji, we all should meet. In fact, please plan if you want, I can sponsor your visas. Anyhow, you want to plan 6 months ahead. It's really like, man, if we all get together, that's like a merciful.
Thank you, Anil Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I have to drop now. I have another call. Thank you.
We can end here. So Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.